Going live. It says I'm live. Am I really live? I guess I'm live. Turn my music down a little bit. Excuse me. The weather's bad. It's like cold as fuck here, but I ain't went live on this channel in quite a while. What this is basically is, if you read the description, I've been finding a lot of cheap comics recently. I'm going back as far as like May. So some of the stuff might be from there. This is a little stack of comics. I keep a stack of comics in my bathroom. When you get a bathroom, read a comic, you know. This is that stack. And I found some neat stuff. So let's get started here. Start off with issue number 11. This is from 1987. John Size, Uncanny X-Men Annual, issue number 11. This is a great issue. You better find this cheap. $1.25 back in 1980. So here, Chris Claremont writing it, Alan Davis doing the pencils, and Paul Neary doing the inks. Tom Orzechowski doing the letters. That's back when Jim Shooter was in charge. Basically, what it is, it's Wolverine gets drunk as fuck because it's the anniversary of the night he's supposed to marry Mariko. And then they're fighting this dude called the Horde. He's like all powerful. Like shit. You get to actually see the limits of Wolverine's power. And this is the X-Men team where you got like Havoc in the old suit with the things. So you have it. You got Rogue. You got Longshot. You got pre-Asian Ninja. Psylocke, like early on. I don't think she was called Psylocke then. You got Mohawk Storm. Some really cool art in this. Look at that. Some really good art in this. Like I said, I paid full price for this first time I got it because I bought it off the newsstand because it's back when you. I got this comic every month. You didn't get annuals through subscription. And that's a fairly long one. I mean, 20. I'm about halfway through. I'm already page 29. Let's see if there's any good. Captain Britain and Megan appear in this. I'm in this old ad. It's 1987. Do you know what your children are? We got Franklin here, Muty written across his face. That's what I said, 87, so I was a teenager. A young teen. And what ends up happening is Wolverine basically gets killed, but this item that the Horde was willing to drop his blood lands on, and Wolverine's blood recreates his whole body. Look at that art, though. That's some really badass art. It's really spacey art. I like the profile on Mark Grunwald here. And then, of course, our back page. This was on, went from months of time trying to get you by this album. It was Meatloaf. Mercedes Sound, there's a singer named Meatloaf. Leave my mind. All right, up next, I should have unbagged this. This is another Marvel comic in a way. This is Epic Comic. Issue number 1 from around the same time. That's October. I don't know what month this is. 87. This is $1.95. This is Mills and Neal's Martial Law. Look at that. That art, man. I love martial law. And there really hadn't been any martial law in quite a long time. This is a short-lived series at Epic, and then it's been a bunch of miniseries like Dark Horse, British company Toxic Publishing. This is the I'm trying to remember the storyline. Don't remember what the storyline is in this. I have not read this in quite a while. Gangrene's in this. And basically, it's like in the future, there's piles of people with superpowers. Most of them are villains because they all got souped up for this war. They're all crazy, and martial law is like this cop that takes them out. Very cynical, very bloody. Very 80s. Look at that. And this was, an Epic title, so pretty sure this is one of those Epic titles that only went to comic shops. Some of the Epic shit you can find on these things like ElfQuest, Gru. I remember seeing Alien Legion on newsstands, but I never saw Martial Law. Martial Law is one of them I always remember reading about, and you'd see it at the comic shops. So there's no ads. What's that picture right there? Look at that. Some wicked ass artwork. And there is a gigantic omnibus reprinting, I think, every appearance. Now, he did a crossover with The Mask, Savage Dragon, and Pinhead, so those might not be in there, even though the Savage Dragon one's very important to the storyline. All new Alien Legion, new format, new low price. Video Jack, I've had a Video Jack on here before. Iron Man Crash, that's that computer generated one. Mobius. All the old Mobius stuff. I'm sorry. Mobius. And of course, on the back, we got DeMatteis and Kent Williams, Blood a Tale. And that's a cool little comic because the cheap, if I remember right, the cheap NFL, nobody around here would buy that. That's not something that would. What's next year kind of connected? So I'm going to pick up a different one. First is Eagle Comics Presents, issue number 33, Judge Dredd, The League of Fatties. Look at that. Eagle is basically getting these things reprinted in the States, from what I remember. Yeah, because it's got a U.S. It's got everybody's price on it. About 25 U.S. It's on better paper. They're in color. Then we got the League of Fatties story with John Wagner and Alan Grant writing it, Ron Smith doing the art. You see that? I love Judge Dredd. He's one of those that I got into back in. When did this come out? 85. Probably around this time. It's probably like 83, 84. Comic shop that I went to fairly often in Biloxi, Mississippi. Was run by a guy that was from the UK, so he kind of pushed the UK comics because he knew that, especially down there, they were unknown. Of course, you know you're going to get more than one story in here. I love this one. The big fat dude just drops and smashes. It kind of reminds me when the Allfather falls out of the helicopter in the Preacher comic. Speaking of Preacher, I need to get caught up on this show. I know the final season's aired and I haven't watched it yet. Gunge by the Gross Out team of John Wagner, Alan Grant, Tony Jacob, and John Burns. John Burns. Okay. Basically, this guy's making this shit called Gunge out of the nastiest shit on the planet. And Judge Dredd's investigating it. I got this one story called Rabbits, another Wagner and Grant with art by Ron Smith story. It's a cool little issue. I love me some Judge Dredd. I really do. That's why I'm kind of glad that we finally got a good Judge Dredd movie over in the States. So that Stallone one was horrible. This one called, what's this called? Blobs. Now, I don't mind these Judge Dredds in color. I've read more Judge Dredd through this shit than I have through 2000 AD. Judge Dredd, the early cases, Judge Anderson. And then, like I said, these are kind of connected. This is Stainless Steel Rat, issue 3 of a 6-issue series, another Eagle Comics. Stainless Steel Rat's a book series by Harry Harrison. Just really cool art on that cover, and that's what caught my eye. A lot of times these cheap ones, if they're a quarter or 50 cents or less, I'll grab such as it's got a cool cover. Kevin Gosnell's the script. Carlos Ezquerra. Oh. 2000 AD is what I know him for. Dude, I think he's dead now. Amazing artist. Lettering Peter Knight, color Janet Landau. It's just really nice, nice, clean art. Has this I always called it a British style. There's a certain look to the British artists that always stood out to me. This felt like it was one of those times where it had it. Anything really stand out in this? A lot of good action. I wouldn't mind having this whole series. I'm sure it's probably not that expensive. I love this. The Synth Getty men are out to get you. Judge Dredd case files. Judge Dredd should be a lot better known in the States. Strontium Dog. Okay. Some shit I should unpack. This is one I've got issues of here and there. I never thought about. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Kayfabe, cartoonist Kayfabe YouTube channel. I'll hit up link there. This is Legend of Kamui, a genuine ninja story. And I've had issues this off and on. I've never really paid attention to them. And they did a little bit about it. So I was like, I'm going to look for more. It's really good art. This is a bi-weekly mature reader's book for Eclipse International. You see the Viz logo down in the corner. And what this is they basically just took the Japanese comics and translated them over to translated them over into English. And there's some really, really good art. Let me see. I remember the one they were showing, there's like some really cool battle scenes in it. This one ain't had like that. I don't know if this series reprints the entire story or not. I have no idea on that. It's just one of the art's really cool. So just look at this. Look at all that. Some badass art. And the thing was, this stuff was coming out, most of your manga was coming out weekly back then. Okay. And these last four comes in. Now, this is from B Movie Comics. This is the Vault of Doom Nation. And this company doesn't seem to put out much. This is a black and white, $1.70, probably 80s, 86, and mid 80s horror anthology with really cool art. Like, look at that. Some really, really cool art in this. It's a Mark A. Panacea, I guess would be the guy's name. Seems to do most of the work on it. It's the cartoons kayfabe guys would call this Outlaw Comics. And it does have that look to it, the black and white, extreme violence. Not the best art, but decent art. You get a couple of different stories in here. Matter of fact, the front cover story, the front cover is the second story in here. It ends with this little panel here. Belongs to me, holding the beating heart. Now this is a Scott Barker. It's got really neat art. The story kind of reminds me of a Stephen King story in Creepshow. This guy just kind of getting taken over by something. And then our final story, written by Brian Austin, everything else by Paul Frick. This is one called That's My Boy. We found an example of this art. It's a pretty cool little sequence here. It's decent art. It's not amazing stuff, but it's decent. This is one where the cover caught me. I thought actually when I saw the cover, I was like, well, this is badass. Look at that. The creepy ass kid. Yeah, I saw the cover and I'm like, ooh. Yeah. And I live in the back of there advertising like Dead World and Troll Lords and Troll fucking Lord. I love Troll Lords and Dead World. Cool little book. Now these next three, Mr. Smith. It's either Todd or Tom, and I can't remember. I should look this up. Know you love Sad Sack. This is some Harvey shit, but it's printed under the company name Recollections. And what this is 3 issues. I got all 3. This is We Dare You to Take the Silver Screen, Tales of Fear and Terror. $2 mature readers. Comic Collector's Classic Recollections. Read The Last Man on Earth. And what this all is just black and white reprints of old, I'm guessing they're all old Harvey stories. Yes, most of this shit is public domain, so you can get them. Scans of it, but I love having these in person. Evil Essence is our first story. They're really cool. I like this. Look at that. Got a grandmother-in-law that looked like that. The Body Makers are second one. Look at this. It's this creepy motherfucker. This, for that time frame, scantily clad woman, he's like, hey, baby, you want to play bury the hot dog? Hey, I'm about to put my hot dog in your furry donut, baby. Yeah. Kind of sleazy looking. This is the kind of shit, at Bat 32, if you're watching, this kind of books you should be looking. I mean, I know I love all the horror shit you've been picking up. I really do. This is the kind of shit you should be looking for because they're not that hard to find. And it seems like the only difference between these originals is that they're black and white, and then like each story they have this Tales from the Silver Screen at the bottom. This is called Mo Gambo. It's like hunting in Africa. Oh, this picture. Look at this shit. Look at that woman's face. Ooh. It's kind of creepy, man. Now these, if I remember right, these did not come from a cheap bin. Back end of June, beginning of July for my birthday. My parents want to know when I want for my birthday. I was like, hey, I want comics. I always want comics. And there's a place to find online where you can get you buy comics by the pound. So I ended up getting like 20 pounds of comics for next to nothing. This is that Last Man on Earth story. Look at the art of this. Detail. And a lot of this older shit to me looks better in black and white because the coloring was not great back then. And sometimes it killed off a lot of them. The Curse of Cupid. This is kind of cool. Look at that. Yeah, Cupid taking on some kind of creepy looking demon. These, of course, are not as good as Tales from the Crypt, but there you got a nice ad for the Joe Kubert School. Then we get an ad in the back for the next issue of Silver. Well, this issue of Silver Scream, some comic called Man in Black, a Black Cat comic, The Red Devil. And then we get advertising on the back for the Black Cat embroidered shirt. Now, the neat thing is, I looked into this. the series. All this company put out was the 3 issues I'm going to show you, plus 1 issue of a Sad Sack comic. So, Mr. Smith, look at this one. We dare you to take the silver screen. This issue, second terrific issue. The long way to silence follows the old mill scream. Look at that. That is some wicked ass art. $2. This is August, so this is 2 months later. 1991. So this is after the 80s black and white boom and bust, but before the 90s speculator boom. So this just came at the wrong time. The old mill scream is the first one. Really cool art in this one. Not really. I mean, it's not bad art, just nothing really stood out. And the second, this is the one I just read the other day. Come Back Bathsheba. This guy keeps on coming home from work drunk. You see him right there? And they want Bathsheba. The wife wants the dog, the pet Bathsheba back, and she's gonna be in an ass too. It's got this kind of weird, like, wait, look at that pants right there. That look on his face. I love that. It's kind of cartoony, but still realistic. There's some mad artist, I can't think of this. And then finally, in the last panel, Bathsheba, the king is dead. I just love this bottom panel on that page. Look at that. Look at the work on that from them guys looking at them. We get the switcheroo. The Last Man Returns. This is badass. Look at this. Last Man Returns. I don't know. I'm bidding these all back. These are reader copies. You know, I'll go every time I get like random books. Like, of course, I'll look them up. Like, you never know when you're gonna find something worth like $50 in the quarter bid. It happens. I have pulled 2 big things up. Well, I'll give you 3. Okay, back when the Bad Girl craze was just starting to heat up, so 94. I remember it was summer '94. I remember right. The mall closest to me, which would have been the Singer of Longbush in Mississippi back then, it's gone now. They had one of them things where they had, in the actual mall wall, where they have a little table set of dealers selling. So this guy had a thing. Comic books, it was quarter a piece, or if you bought at least $10, he'd give you 10 for $1. You had to spend $10 on 100 comics. Started digging through stuff, and I found a lot of stuff I want. Then I find 30 copies of Razor #1, and this book was only a few months, not that old then. It was probably like a $5 comic then. I'm like, all right, I will spend $10 easy here, So I grabbed those 30, got me 70 other comics, paid 10 cents a pop. That book was $35 really quick, and I was selling them for like $15, $20. I don't want to gouge people, but I got to make my profit. And I figured, okay, I paid 10 cents. It's worth 35 according to God. I'm only asking $15. I'm cutting you a deal. I'm making my profit. You can turn around and flip this thing and make you a profit. The other 2 times I've gotten really good deals in the cheap bins, and so I always check everything, is back about 8 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago. In 2009, 2010, I'm at a convention. Same, it's kind of like that. The dealer had his boxes a lot of long by. You tell he just bought out like a bunch of comic shops that went out of business, bought all their stock. And he was just going to conventions because he enjoyed doing conventions. This is the way he can make a little money. Nice guy. I think he's from Louisiana. And it worked out if you bought enough, you got them for 10 cents a pop. Well, I was spending, $25, $30 at this table easy, like every day. So he hooked me up. I pulled a Comico Premier. Shit, what number is it? It's not the first Prince of Grinnell. It's not the first Prince of Evangeline. Not Evangeline. Evangeline. It was the first Sam Keith the Max, not the one that was the prototype for the one that's become famous. I can't remember the number on it. Mint. Remember, I pulled 2 things out. I pulled that mint out of there for 10 cents, and then I pulled Acclaim Volume 2 issue, the last issue of the miniseries, which is 3 or 4 of Armorines. If you're a Valiant collector, you know about this. If you're not, you don't know. This book had like a 3,000 print run. Like, it was a tiny ass print run. Mint condition, paid 10 cents. It's a $30 book at the least. I've had people offer. Remember that day I showed somebody like, I'll give you 40 right now. I'm like, no, I want a full value collection. And the other big thing I pulled out of the cheap and then it'd be worth a lot was I pulled and I've done a video on this channel somewhere. Miracle Man 24, which is the last issue of the Eclipse run. I pulled that out of a local cheap bid. Comic shop somewhere here in Mississippi, somewhere in mid-Mississippi. And because I was buying enough that day, the guy, instead of the normal $1, he charged me 50 cents. And I told him, like, look, this is worth a little bit more. Oh, they're going to reprint it soon. Don't worry about it. I don't think they've reprinted it, and it's definitely worth more than the 50 cents I paid for it. It's probably a $25, $40, $50 book. But I always check that shit. Let's see. Punch and Rudy. Is this like a boxing? There's a lot of boxing stories in it. Oh. This does look. Oh shit, this is bad. Look at that. Boxer hitting the head on the rope. Bloop, bloop. Horror in the Stone Age. Horror After Death. Let me get the cover. That's gonna be the next issue. Then talking about Black Cat. And this is the sad stack. If you could own only one of the 100 million sad sack comics sold, this should be the one. The original George Baker cartoons, loved by millions. There you go, Mr. Smith. There is. Hold that up there long enough where you can get a good read of that, so pause it. There's sad sack. Alfred Harvey presents Recollections, comics loved by millions for 50 years. So this is a neat idea. It just is the wrong time. And then the final, this will be the end here. I'm sorry this is taking so long. This is for November. So it's supposed to be coming out every 2 months. It didn't. But this is issue 3 of the Silver Screen. I got blood in his mouth. I got the little box out here with the UPC code supposed to be. Was that on any of these other issues? It's on every one. Did they? I don't think these got new standard for issue. They could with the mature reader. And they're still talking about doing all these books. And like I said, as far as I can find, the only thing I can. So I said, we got The Werewolf Must Kill. Nothing about it. Oh, that's kind of cool. That dog running there. Say it. Look, let's say the same look my dog gets on her face when somebody's eating food. So, oh, go get it. Oh, she heard me because she just picked up her head. The Three Musketeers is kind of like a retelling of that, but like a horror version. Ooh. See? Oh, well. It's very short. Let me show you this art. I like this. Oh, my nose. But yeah. What's our next story? Rotting Demons. This is some wicked ass art. That would make a cool ass shirt or tattoo. Band logo. Some really cool shit on here. I love my horror comics. I really do. Portrait in Blood. That's a short one. Gateway to Death. Look at this line work. Look at that line work. I'm not an artist. I don't know how they do a lot of this stuff. And I'm sure there's stuff in there. The artists are going, oh my God, no, it's stuff that I don't catch because I can't draw. Powers of the Unknown. Weird facts. The crews of several ships have sworn that they have seen a battered sailing ship in the Pacific Ocean with skeletons for a crew. As they neared the old ship, they claimed they saw skeletons stationed at various posts, but when they came too close, the ghost ship would draw away. That's this circle here. And then back cover, yeah. Well, that's it. You know what? Let's go end this way. Come here, Mags. Maggie, come here. Come on, babe. She's enjoying being warm. She don't like the cold. Come here, babe. Come on. Come on. Come up here. Yeah, I know. There ain't a lot of room. Come here. Okay, Maggie. Are you scared? Did horror comics scare you? Oh, no, they didn't. She's tough. She's really tough. Tell them how tough you are. You want to look at you? You don't realize that's you, do you? Yeah, it's my little baby here. Okay. You did good. You didn't make noise. You let me go live. Yeah. Well, that's it, everybody. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, remember, thumbs up. They help boost you in the algorithm. Leaving a comment, subscribing, all that helps boost me in the algorithm. And this channel's been steadily growing. I really appreciate everybody out there. Captain Brandon Horror, Lane 618, Cody. I remembered. I think Todd or Tom Smith. Everybody, Donnie Aldridge. Everybody at least comments. Bat 32, Dirty Dale Roy. I really appreciate it. This is my main channel. I focus a lot on the wrestling channel. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but the last few videos going up this channel were filmed months back. I got a chance like over a weekend to film like 40 videos, and I did. And I'm doling them out. And a quick shout out to Cody Lane, Mr. Lane 618, for letting me know yesterday, hey, your video didn't go up. Because I've got everything set up all the way through like December. This is live. I don't have a newspaper to show you. This is live, though. I mean, I'm doing it live right now. But I'm going to go spend 25 minutes. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, you want to see more, you just leave a little comment at the bottom. I got plenty more comics I can pull out and be like, hey, look at these comics I got. Well, talk to everybody later. Peace out. Bye-bye.